Can police prevent you from calling a lawyer after arrest? Imagine being handcuffed and taken to a police station. The first thing you might want to do is call someone you trust. But can the police stop you from doing that? Let's find out. When you are arrested, your rights are protected by laws and rules that police must follow. One of these rights is the ability to call a lawyer. This right is part of the legal protections called the Miranda rights, which police must read to you before questioning. The right to call a lawyer is there to make sure you get legal advice before you say anything that could hurt your case. In the United States, after being arrested, you usually have the right to make a few phone calls. Typically, you can make about 3 calls within 3 hours of your arrest or being booked into jail. These calls can be to a lawyer, a family member, or a bail bondsman. If you have children under the age of 18, you might be allowed extra calls to set up childcare. Police cannot stop you from making these calls without a good reason. They also cannot listen in on calls to your lawyer because of attorney-client privilege, which keeps your conversations private. If you ask to speak to a lawyer, police must stop questioning you until your lawyer is present. This is a clear rule that police must follow. If they ignore your request and keep questioning you, any statements you make might not be used in court later. Sometimes, there are exceptions. For example, if you are arrested for driving while intoxicated, you might have limited rights to speak with a lawyer before deciding to take a chemical test. But you must make a clear request, and any delay must not be unreasonable. If police deny your right to call a lawyer without a valid reason, it can be a violation of your rights. Police can record calls to people other than your lawyer, but not your calls to your lawyer. This is to protect your confidential communication. If police prevent you from calling a lawyer without a good reason, it can be seen as misconduct. Courts take these rights seriously. If your lawyer shows that police blocked your call, the judge might decide that any evidence police collected after that is not allowed in court. This can make a big difference in your case. If you find yourself under arrest, it is important to clearly say that you want to remain silent and that you want to speak to a lawyer. Do not talk about your case with anyone except your lawyer. Try to memorize important phone numbers in case your phone is taken away. If police refuse your request to call a lawyer, write down what happened. You can use this information later to help your defense. Remember, courts expect police to respect your right to legal help. When your case goes to court, your lawyer can challenge any evidence obtained if your rights were violated. The judge has the power to exclude that evidence, which could change the outcome of your case. So, in summary, police generally cannot stop you from calling a lawyer after arrest. Doing so without a valid reason can lead to evidence being thrown out. Your right to counsel is a key part of the legal process, and courts will protect it. Always state your wish to speak to a lawyer clearly and remember that any violation can be challenged in court.